Hello, everyone. This is Todd Brauch with Senior Insurance Marketing, and we are happy to have Rick Rooks and also Todd Wyss with us today. They are going to talk to us about Annuity 101 and how to double your income, and an easy way to do it as well too. Annuities is not that hard to learn, and we are here. All three of us are as a resource to help you double your income as well too. So without further ado, I'm going to switch it over to Todd and Rick and take it away, guys.
Good Thank morning. You, sir. Appreciate it. And I am Rick, the National Sales Director. Todd is the National Director of all things annuities. And we partner with Todd Brauch to be able to train, educate, and support. And one of the things that Todd and I have learned, there's a fear element for a lot of agents that just don't understand annuities. You've sold life, you've sold mess-ups, you've sold final expense, you've sold everything in the book. But for some reason, the annuity comes back, people say, well, it's complicated. I don't understand it. Or, man, I don't want to mess up someone's retirement account. And so I simply remind agents that if you haven't helped somebody over the past 10 months, there's a real good chance your client lost money. And so their retirement account could be in worse shape because you didn't do something to protect them. And so as an insurance agent, it really is your job. It's your obligation to do what is expected. You're a life insurance agent, and with your little life insurance license, the government has put their seal of approval on, first off, annuities. If you'll Google publication 590A, it's an IRS publication about retirement accounts. And it's simply entitled IRAs, which doesn't stand for individual retirement accounts. It's individual retirement arrangements. In the government publication, almost 50 times they use the word annuities for retirement education and retirement planning. And so basically the government put their seal of approval in all their documents. Then your state has vetted every insurance company that works in your state. So you can't even offer a bad contract in your state because your insurance commissioners have already vetted it, reviewed it, and said, this is approved for seniors in our state. And then your insurance commissioner vetted you, gave you an insurance license, and authorized you to be a representative of the income stream produced through an annuity contract. So really, it's just back to doing your job. It's not even something that should be outside of your purview. It should be something you are expecting to do. And if it's the best deal in town, why shouldn't you be doing it? You shouldn't have anybody else out there talking to your clients about retirement accounts. And so, yes, it could be 100, 200, 500. And my largest asset client has $1.4 million. I got him from a final expense lead. His annual income is $17,600, lives on just over $1,400 a month in Social Security, lives in the house that's worse than Jed Clampett, and handed me a brokerage statement saying he couldn't afford a final expense policy of $100 a month, but he has a broker and a brokerage account with $1.4 million in. People don't know what to do. And so we're the educators. We're the ones that are out there protecting and preserving those retirement accounts. The money's in the people that you already see. I'm not asking you to create a new account or create something different. I'm asking you to be this, a retirement income specialist on every call. And Todd, does that work for you? Todd Wyss, he's my partner here in crime. How has just being a retirement income specialist, using just that introduction, how has that worked for you over the past couple of years?
I mean, that gets people to listen. You know, you say, hey, I'm a retirement income specialist. Well, what does that mean? Well, I protect and preserve retirement accounts. I just guarantee that your retirement account never goes backwards. Oh, really? How? I don't say, oh, I write annuities. I said, well, lots of different ways. Your situation's different than your neighbor. So let's set up a time and let me review what your goals are. And I'll get with my team and I'll put a plan together and I'll come back and show you. Oh, that sounds great. So, but just by saying you're a retirement income specialist, it plants a seed in their head. They're like, okay, they're kind of thinking, well, what does that mean? And then later on, I'll say, hey, I protect and preserve retirement accounts. Then with COVID and everything, they're like, oh, wow, yeah, mine went down. I need someone to protect my account. They're happy to have you review it. Most of my sales have been from people I've met over the last 6-12 months, not in the field because I'm in the office a lot and haven't been that much sales because of COVID, but all my sales have pretty much been word of mouth from friends, family members, people that, oh, I used to work there. Oh, well, you used to work somewhere. What'd you do with your old 401k? Actually, it's still there. Oh, well, I help protect and preserve those retirement accounts. I can protect that and grow it at the same time. Really? I did 30,000 to 60,000, 90,000, 140,000 for people under the age of 60, 30, 40, 50, because they just have these old accounts, they switch jobs. So if you tell everybody you're a retirement income specialist, you're going to find lots of opportunities. But we really love the final expense and the Medicare side. That is the people you want to see. The janitors, the teachers, the plumbers, the average everyday folks that are working a job and they're putting a little bit of money aside, maybe $100 a month or $100 a paycheck. It's not a lot, but over 10, 20, 30, 40 years, that's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. And all you need is a little life license and you can go in there and protect their money. So you can double your income this year by asking one question. Hey, what are you guys doing with your retirement accounts? We can teach you multiple ways to ask about retirement accounts. But you bring up retirement, you will double your income just by asking about their 401k.
That's great, Todd. And really, we both have had great success just introducing ourselves as a retirement income specialist. I'm visiting with a neighbor down the street about a month ago and talking to her, find out that she's going through a divorce. Well, of course, I want to be empathetic, but immediately, if you tell me you're going through a divorce, you lost a job, you changed jobs, you have concerns about your retirement account, immediately I'm preparing to remind you about what I do. So my neighbor who is going through a divorce, I said, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, but you do remember what I do, don't you? No, what do you do? I'm a retirement income specialist. Oh, really? I said, yes, I help people just like you when they're going through a divorce to take their portion of their 401k that's going to be divided in that divorce, and I make sure it's protected and preserved for you in the future. Oh, really? Well, my divorce is going to be finalized the end of January. Can you help me? I said, I'd be happy to. And she said, oh, by the way, I've got an old 401k. I don't know what to do with that either. Can you do something with that? So I'm probably looking between $200,000 and $300,000. And so end of January, she sent me a text last week, said, hey, Rick, it's your neighbor. The judge says the divorce should be finalized before the end of the month. Will you be available to meet with me? Why? Because I made myself a retirement income specialist to the person I was talking to. And so just make sure, I don't care if you're there for med subs, final expense, delivering pizza. Hi, I'm Rick. I'm the retirement income specialist in your area. Here's your hot pizza. Just make sure that you let people know what you do. I was talking with Mr. Brauch before we started the review this morning, and he was saying, the thing that I hear most often about clients is they're worried about outliving their income when they're retired. Or if their spouse dies, what are they going to do to be able to make up the difference of that loss of income? Do you realize the worst time to run out of money is during retirement? Why? Because you're not adding to it. You don't have a job to replace it. You can't continue to take advantage of ups and downs of the market. So if you have a correction in the first 1 or 2 years of your retirement, either right before or right after you retire, you'll probably never recover from that. And if you understand that personally, then you explain that to your clients, then you're going to open the door for you to be a retirement income specialist. You're simply making an opportunity with an annuity. Yes, it's an insurance contract with an insurance company. Give them $100,000, they will protect it. And then they're going to invest it in grade A corporate bonds, make a return. It's guaranteed. You'll get your portion of it. And the client's going to be happy with it. And so that's all we're doing. We're creating something that's going to protect and preserve that account, never can go down. And we've got them that never have any fees, even some that have an income rider with 0 fees. Now, a basic annuity, that's going to grow and protect. If you want to do extra things like create income for life, that's an add-on to that contract. It may have a small fee. And so we'll explain those things when you call us and talk to us. But the key is you can make sure that your clients don't run out of money. And then let's do one other, Todd, before you jump on the rate sheet, because we want to try to keep this one short today for the team. We have a couple of little sales pitches that we do when we're already in the process. And so there's things like the 50% penalty on retirement account if it's not set up correctly. I've used statements like, would you rather create an income stream than create another bill to pay? Well, how do you do that? And I even use terms like, have you considered self-funding your burial plan? And so we can carve out parts of retirement accounts to cover for burial. As a matter of fact, I've got a client right now. They don't have, well, their insurance is about to expire. So I said, well, what if we just carve out some of your savings accounts that you've got? They've got about $100,000 in savings. I said, what if we just carve out a portion of that, maybe $25,000 for the wife, $25,000 for the husband, put that into an account, and we just call that your burial plan. Now I've taken their savings, turned it into a burial plan. I've written an annuity on both of them, 25 here, 25 there, $50,000 of annuity, your basic commissions. It's going to be a good day. And so, Todd, I'll let you give your favorite Columbo pitch. How do you handle the 50% penalty when you're talking to your clients?
So guys, when I've been in the field a lot, and I still am in the field writing Medicare supplements. I got to go write a neighbor a couple houses down later on today. But when I'm in the field talking to people, I introduce myself as a retirement income specialist. And when I'm warming up to people, I always warm up and ask them, hey, what'd you do for a living? You can't jump right into the sale. You've got to warm up to people, kind of find out about them. So I ask them, hey, what'd you do for a living? Oh, I worked at the factory, or I worked as a teacher. I always say, great. Did you participate in the 403B when you were a teacher? Because we know that 401ks are profit, 403Bs are nonprofit. Or maybe they say, hey, I worked at the Ford factory. Oh, I may be wrong, but I think I met someone else that worked at Ford factory and they had a pretty good 401k match. Is that true? Just to kind of plant the seed in their head. Then you do your presentation. And then as you're warming up, you're getting up from the table, you're starting to leave. You're like, by the way, another thing I do is I help people avoid that 50% penalty on that retirement account you told me about. Yeah, that 403B as a teacher, there's a 50% penalty if you don't set up things correctly with that. Usually like, well, what are you talking about? Well, you've got that account. Let me look over it and I can get with my team and I can guarantee that you'll never get that penalty. So people don't always know about the penalty. Some people just cash out the whole thing, which is the worst. We're looking for retirement accounts, and these retirement accounts were designed to supplement Social Security and give people income to live on the rest of their life. So that's why the 401k, the IRA, all these accounts came about, is they're designed to supplement income. And if you don't do it correctly, there is a 50% penalty called the RMD period or penalty, which we can go over in another webinar. But the RMD penalty is 50%. People don't like losing anything, so their ears kind of perk up and they're like, yeah, here's my stuff. Go over this. Let me get with get back with me on this. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, and with that, if we're talking retirement accounts, you simply need to remember that they put it in small increments over their lifetime. They're going to take it out in the same fashion. So when they retire, and retirement is somewhere typically in their 60s, right? So that matches up with Social Security, because Social Security was never intended to be the only thing you live on during retirement. But it starts the first year at 62 unless you're on disability. So 62 is the first year you can turn on your Social Security. If you wait until your full retirement age, FRA, then for me, I just turned 65, so mine's going to be 66 and 4 months. Todd, he's a young whippersnapper, so his is going to be probably 67. But turn on your Social Security prior to that and you continue to make a lot of money, then they're going to draw back some of that money as a penalty. But then they give it back to you on the backside. Or you can wait all the way up to 70 to turn on your Social Security. And Social Security just increases by 8% a year if you don't touch it. So if you're getting 1,000 at 62, at 63, it's going to be 1,080. That's the way it works. Pretty simple. And so every year you defer that, then it's going to increase by 8% for your payout. And so you're going to try to now take that retirement account and match it to Social Security. And so what that means is you take it out before 59 and a half, there's a 10% penalty for that. So people don't do it. That's the incentive. You were given a tax break to put money into this account. Now it's supposed to be income during your 60s, basically. And so that's to match up with Social Security, to supplement it. So if you understand that it's supposed to be income during their 60s, then you find that retirement account that's got $100,000 in it. They're 50 years old. Well, they're not supposed to take it out before 60 because it's got to match Social Security. So somewhere maybe 65 or 70, they're going to start turning that money on. And then if they don't do it, maybe they're wealthy. They're insurance agents, and all insurance agents are wealthy. They've got so much money in the bank, they don't need to touch their retirement accounts, but they have to. And so if you haven't touched it by 72, which is the new CARES Act rule or Secure Act rule that said that you have to take it out, used to be by 70 and a half, now it's 72. And so you can wait till 72, but if you don't take it out at 72, then there is a 50% penalty, 10% at 59 and a half, 50% at 72. And so who wants that penalty? And if your clients don't know, then don't give them all the detail. You're like Todd. Hey, something else I do, I protect and preserve retirement accounts, but I also make sure none of my clients ever suffer the 50% penalty on that account if it's not set up correctly. Oh, really? Well, how do I know if mine's set up correctly? Well, if you got a statement, I'll be glad to take a look. I'll get with my retirement income specialist team. And that's when you can call Mr. Brauch and say, hey, I've got this issue. I've got a statement. I don't know what to do. What do I do now? And then you can call me, or you can call me and Todd Wyss, and we'll be glad to help out. But we're here to support you in that. The key is you just have to recognize you can do this. It's not hard, and we will help. It's just that simple. Be a retirement income specialist on every call. And I promise you, Todd's kind of been surprised by it. People will throw statements at you. It will happen. So just practice. If you don't get anything else from this webinar today, practice this. Hi, I'm Rick. I'm a retirement income specialist for your area. I'm here to vacuum your house. I'm here to deliver your pizza. I'm here to pick up the dog poop in your backyard. I'm here to talk to you about your med sup, your mortgage protection, your final expense, whatever it is, however you get to that home, be the retirement income specialist on every call. All right. And so now, Todd, I think you were going to take just a couple of minutes to kind of highlight a rate sheet for them. And are you going to do that?
I'm actually going to go over an illustration. I'm going to show everybody how simple an illustration is.
Okay, and this is kind of a presentation that we use, right? You can present from the illustration. It's not complicated.
Exactly. There is no secondary annuity presentation or PowerPoint or flip chart that you go through. You just use the company materials. And here's how simple it is. So let me share my screen. Todd gave me access here, and I'll explain what a annuity is as I share this. Whoops, there's the rate sheet there. And go back. We can go over this later with you, but we're going to go over this illustration here. Now, Rick, can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So everybody listening in, here's how simple a fixed index annuity is. When the market goes up, you get a percentage of the market. When the market goes down, you don't lose anything. It's that simple. When COVID happened, none of my clients lost a penny. When the market goes up, they get a percentage of it. Now, what percentage of it? I'll go over that with you here. So this is an illustration I just ran. I made up a guy's name. It's called Patrick Mahomes. You know, he's actually a quarterback for Kansas City, but I like talking about him because he's the best quarterback ever. I put this on Denali 14. So that's a 14-year contract. Annuities could be as little as 2 to 5 years on a multi-year guarantee. Usually the fixed index side runs 7, 10, 14 years. The longer the contract, the higher returns for the client. And if that's what we're trying to do is protect money, give them the best returns, we like the longer the contract. So I skip a couple pages here and I get to this page right here. So pretending this guy's Patrick Mahomes, we're going to pretend he's 65. Kansas, we're going to do $100,000 and it's qualified because we're looking for IRA money, 401k money, 403b money. That is the large chunks of money. When
Hey, Todd,
yes, sir.
when you go through this, tell us what page you're on in case somebody's not able to watch it and they just listen.
Okay.
Let's film the detail on that. So we're doing a SILAC illustration. You're using the 14-year contract and you're showing it on Kansas paper at the moment, correct?
Exactly. So on page 5 of 16 goes over all the different crediting strategies.
Okay.
And once again, guys, we are looking for retirement funds. When I was in the field for probably 15 years, I never asked about annuities because I thought they were for doctors and lawyers and people that have all this money and were super rich. I was not dealing with that. I was dealing with Medicare and Medicaid people and people that couldn't afford a supplement, so they wanted the Medicare Advantage, and they were on the kind of that borderline price range there. I was working in small town trailer homes. These people all had jobs. They all worked at factories, and they were teachers, and they were plumbers, and they were just average everyday folks, and they had retirement accounts. I just didn't ask about retirement accounts. So that is the lump sum money because you start a job, you start investing in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and you save for 20, 30, 40 years, and maybe you're only putting $100 aside, but your company's matching that. Well, that's free money. And then the economy's up, it's growing, it's getting bigger. So people have 30, 40, 50 grand is like a small one. And on the high side, you might come across a million plus in these retirement accounts. And you can find that in trailer homes. You can find that in Section 8 housing. You can find that everywhere. You just got to ask. So we're looking for retirement accounts here. So when you get to this page here, I keep it simple. I'm like 100% of your money is going in this Barclays Atlas 5 point-to-point participation rate. So that means it's spread out across the whole entire world. The US economy makes up 24% of the economy. So this has money in Japan and China and Europe. It's got it all spread out across the whole world. And wherever it comes back, you actually get 140% of it. Now, they might ask, how do I get over 100% of something? I go, it's kind of like I gave you $10 to go buy a large pepperoni pizza. And when you went to the store, they said, hey, our pizza's only $7. You're like, well, Todd wanted $10 worth of pizza. Well, here's a pizza and here's 4 extra slices. So you just brought more money. You had more money than it cost, so you bought more of it. So that's how they get over 100%. So this money is spread out across the whole entire globe. So with fixed index annuities, when the market's down, you don't lose anything. There's multiple companies out there. We like SILAC because there's no fees with SILAC. So this is the worst case scenario. I show them page, page 6 of 16. This is the guaranteed policy value. This is showing the market crashing every single year for the next 30, 40 years. I go, Mr. Mahomes, we know COVID might affect us a little bit longer, but it probably won't affect us for the next 30 years. But I just want to show you this page because we start out with $100,000. The market crashed, you still have $100,000. I didn't take a penny of your money. The insurance company didn't take a penny of your money. That is your money. So when the market crashes, we just guarantee that you won't lose a penny. Pretty good, right? Now, we don't think that's going to happen forever. We think this is more realistic. This is the non-guaranteed. So we put this client at age 65, and we're on page 7 of 16 now. I say we start out with $100,000. Hypothetically, you could get a 13.9 increase. Your account's up to 113,904. Then a 12.69 increase, up to 128. 15.25, your account's up to 147. 17.08, your account's up to 173, 199.
So Todd, you're throwing out some crazy numbers. You're telling me on a fixed contract that this client has the potential to actually get 17% credit to their account?
Because you get 140% of the global strategy. So the global strategy, I don't want to get into too much detail here, but someone's managing it on a daily basis. So when COVID was happening in this world, they pulled out of China because China was the first economy affected. And they took it out of China and they put it into US stocks. Then they took it out of Japan and they took it out of Germany, they put it into US stocks because we were 2-3 weeks behind the rest of the world. When COVID started affecting us, they took it out of US stocks and put it into US bonds. So someone's watching this fund and managing it on a daily basis. And the US economy was down 8 or 9%. This Barclays strategy was still up 3 to 4%. Barclays has been around for 325 years. They know what they're doing. It's a very solid strategy. And the Barclays Atlas is unique to SILAC. There's other Barclays out there, but this is unique to SILAC. So someone's watching their funds and managing on a daily basis. And whatever it returns in this 14-year contract, the client gets 140% of it. So it was probably up, 12 or something like that. And then since they got 100% plus an extra 40, that's how the client got a 17% gain this year.
Pretty good.
So I like to show it this far, and then I kind of stop right here and I say, now you see the zero here, interest credit zero. Well, that means the global economy was down this year. The thing is, we locked in your gains. So you were up to 173, 199 before the global economy was down. You still have 173, 199. Every year we lock in your gains. So once you reach a certain dollar figure or you ratchet up that year, you can never go backwards. So once you get a credit, that's your floor now. So now your floor was 173, 199. The next year, well, the economy is still not doing too hot, but you still got 3.39. Now you're up to 179,066. Now, since you told me you want to do lifetime income, so instead of taking your RMDs, we just turn on lifetime income. We can guarantee that you get 10,028 guaranteed for the rest of your life. And if you go to a nursing home, so that's what this column is here, that's your lifetime withdrawal. If you go to a nursing home, we'll actually double that for 5 years. Now with this program, with SILAC, it's actually showing an effective rate of 9.7 in the upper right-hand corner. And the lifetime withdrawal is not 9%, it's closer to 5. So this lifetime income has an opportunity to step up over time. So now they're making 10.4. A few years later, they're making 11,000. A few years later, they're making 13.9. A few years later, they're making 15.3. So this has the potential to step up. We will guarantee that the lifetime income, whenever they turn it on, will never be less than when they start. So they start at 10,028. They will get that forever. Whether they live another 100 years, they could be 170 years old. The insurance company will still pay them $10,028 a year. So once a client turns on lifetime income, that is a guarantee from the insurance company to pay them that forever, no matter what. Their account could go to zero. It doesn't matter. The insurance company still has to pay them $10,028 a year. And if they pass away, whatever's left in the account, the beneficiaries will get. So if we skip to 20 years down here, hypothetically, we'd be paying them $15,387 a year. And if they passed away, the beneficiary would still get $277,558.
Okay, Todd, before our time runs out, then let me ask a couple of quick questions for you. So you said this was a 14-year contract?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they were 65 when they went in?
Yes.
So 65 and 14 would make 79. So at age 79, you're showing they're getting they've gotten now their income's about 13.9 on this projection again. They have taken out 91,000. Well, actually, if you go all the way to age 80, that's after the surrender penalty. Income of 15.3. They've taken out 106,000. But they only put in 100,000, and they've taken out 106. Do they have any death benefit there?
So the death benefit would be the 259,378.
Really? So this is how crazy this is. Okay, safe contract, guaranteed, fixed. I've taken out more money than I put in, and my death benefit is $259,000, given a benefit of 366. Wow. Todd, it sounds too good to be true.
I like to tell people, well, I've told you all the good, but I haven't told you the bad. They're like, this is it. What's the bad? You might not qualify for this. I'm not the insurance carrier. I don't know if they'll let you protect your investment, but based on what you told me, I think they'll probably allow you to protect it. Let's just see if you qualify.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty nice soft close there. We're at the 30-minute mark, Todd, so I think we're probably going to have to try to wind it down and let them ask a couple of questions here. Is there anything else there that you see, and Mr. Brauch, anything that you see on that you want us to highlight or note before we kind of, and again, this is force feeding in a quick fashion. There's so much more that we can say and do here, as you can probably guess.
Mm-hmm.
But what questions or thoughts do you have that we can put as a wrap up on this?
I think this is, basically all the tools are at your fingertips. You don't really have to come up with any presentation or anything like that. It's just basically you can tailor it to the client's needs just by doing an illustration, like Todd has shown with SideLock here, and it's all right there. The numbers are all right there, black and white, and it can show the client that their income will grow, and also depends upon what year, unfortunately, they pass away, their loved ones are going to still get a death benefit, even though they're getting an annual income from that annuity each year as well too. Their loved ones is still going to get a sizable amount of money that they're going to get. And also, again, like you said too, Rick, they put $100,000 in it, and they're going to be getting, have taken more money out. Plus also they're going to get, the loved ones are going to get a nice death benefit that's going to be handed to them as well too. So it's all right there, black and white. So yeah.
And not every carrier works just like this, but
yeah.
This one is intended for growth and income. We have other carriers that we use that may be more specific just to income. So it may be early in the process. If you got to do something in 30 days, we might use a different carrier like a Nassau Re or F&G or whatever else y'all are using there. But we've got them. We like this one a lot, but we can pick other carriers if you don't want to use this one. Or you could actually be in a state where this product is not available, and then we shift over to the Nassau Re or F&G or something of that nature. And so we kind of make it to your situation and your scenario.
Yeah. Every client's different. So mainly what Todd Brauch needs, or what we need, is we need to know the age of the client. We need to know the state the client's in. We'd like to know if it's qualified money or not, because we want to show RMDs if it's qualified, and when or if they want income. This client might say, I want to turn on income and as soon as I can, or I want to wait 10 years to turn on income. Every situation is unique and every situation is different. So the dollar figure, the state, qualified or non, when they want income, and we'll tailor make an illustration just for you. And we can jump on Zoom and I can answer all your questions. Rick can answer your questions. Todd can go through, hey, what does this column mean? What does this column mean? What if they die in year 3? What if they die in 20 years? We can answer all those questions for you, so you're confident and you know how to present this to your client. And we'll make sure that you are the expert, and we'll be your backup. We'll be your support team if you need something.
Yeah, and that's real important, Todd. Thank you for that reminder, because you're the expert. You protect and preserve retirement accounts. You're the retirement income specialist. We are your support staff when you're in the field. Now, you can talk to us when you're in a home if you need to, but we still want you to always be the expert. If you're working, if you're new, never done this, get that illustration, call one of the Todds, call me. We'll walk you through the illustration, show you the details. And just as a quick reminder, usually you can't start with less than $10,000. There are some startup options out there. Don't recommend them. You're not making any money. It'll kill your time. It's not worth it. So don't go after startup money. You're looking for the rollover money. You're looking for no less than $10,000. Hopefully push people, tell them is 20. You know, I don't know what average commission is out there on these contracts, but you figure if you wrote a $10,000 policy, you're not going to make near as much money as if you write 100,000, right? So don't chase the small money too much. We write them, and we will write them, and we'll help you write them. 10,000 is a minimum for the most of the carriers, but that's not where your bread and butter is. If you find somebody that's young, I rolled a 25 over the other day for a 32-year-old. So we'll do some small ones, but there's bigger accounts out there, and just keep looking and keep asking, and it'll show up. Great.
Hey, thanks, Rick and Todd. I really appreciate it. And again, like Rick and Todd mentioned, becoming a retirement income specialist is the buzzword that you need to use with your clients. And basically, I've been in insurance for 32, 35 years. And, you know, once you do one annuity, it just all becomes, you know, clear, and it's going to become easy to do and also easy to ask for. You know, even how, you know, do you have any CDs? You know, that's another opportunity there as well too. You know, there's a lot of people that had an agent that had a client that had 100,000 in annuities, and they were only going to get, I think they were getting like 0.75%. And we have made, you know, showed them an option where they can earn more, you know, have their money work for them as well. So feel free to give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing. Our phone number is 877-800-3080, and we'll be happy to help you out. Also go to our website for the current interest rates at www.simkt.com. And we have update our annuity interest rates pretty much every Wednesday if there's any changes, and for any fixed guaranteed interest rates, as well as in fixed index annuity rates as well too. We have a plethora of annuities out there that we can help you out with. And also to Rick and Todd, if you want to, we can do a three-way Zoom with just you and help you learn more about how to sell in annuities too, just to help, again, double your income, and also at the same time helping your clients as well too, so they don't outlive that income, which is a fear that a lot of seniors have, that they're going to outlive their income, as well as people getting into the senior golden ages have that worry that they're going to be outliving their income as well too. And so we have the tools to help you help your clients with that solution. So again, thanks, Todd and Rick. I really appreciate it. And again, give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing, 877-800-3080. And we'll be happy to help you out. And also, if you, again, like I said, want to do a three-way with Todd, Rick, and I, we're happy to do it for you as well too. So, and kind of show you the steps, or if you have a client that you're working with, we can help you out. Just show us the statement, and we can help you design something that's tailored just for your client as well too. So thanks again, Todd and Rick. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
I'm glad.
Thanks for your time, sir.
All right. Take care. See you later, everyone.